Good morning you guys, it's Karen and today I'm doing an update on the salicylic acid and the azelaic acid. I've been using these now for 1 month. Just to let you know, I do set reminders for all the updates I'm going to give you guys. It's something I've not said flippantly, you know, that I'll update you and that at some point there'll be a video. I've actually scheduled it in my calendar for 1 month, 2 months, etc. So I'm telling you that because I'm getting a lot of requests from people saying, please can you do an update on the ordinary skincare? But there isn't anything to update. Well, there is now, that's why I'm doing the video, but I definitely will do updates at the 1 month, 2 month, 3 months, etc. points. The only thing I didn't do updates on is the preparation H, and I explained that in a couple of videos. The Argireline update will either precede this or follow it. That will be the 2 month update, so I'll do that in its own video. But this is the 1 month update. I wonder if maybe people think more time has passed than it has, but it's only been a month that I've been using the azelaic acid and the salicylic acid in this test format, if you like, in the one place, taking pictures before, then using it, then taking pictures after, etc. I've also received, I'd say, between 20 and 30 requests of, am I reviewing the Ordinary foundation? Absolutely I am. I'm apparently top of the queue, but I can see on Instagram there's people in the UK that have got their orders and I haven't, so I've been in touch with them because I ordered it 3 weeks ago, but apparently it's going to be another 2 to 3 weeks because they don't have enough stock. So I'm a bit bummed at that. I ordered mine from Victoria Health. And I've been linking ASOS because somebody told me they did free shipping over £20. Maybe I should be ordering from ASOS, saying that I don't think they've got the foundations in. Anyway, as soon as I've got the foundations and had a chance to use them, I will of course be doing a review, but as yet I don't have them. So the azelaic acid I was using in this part of my face, the middle part of my face, I've got large open pores all around here on both sides, and then on the side of my nose I had a milia, which is just a very hard white lump. It's not a white head, as in you can't just squeeze it. It's just a white hard lump that's really hard to get rid of. So I was using the azelaic acid to see if it would change my pore size, see if it would make them look any smaller, and see if it would help any with the milia. So I was using that, and then I was using the salicylic acid. At first I was using this just on my chin on its own. I then got the glycolic acid toner and I was using that as a pH adjuster, and then using this just to give this a bit more efficacy. And I was using that I explained that I have got tiny white bumps in, see where there's a sort of crease in my chin, it's there. I will be showing you photos and they're not very nice photos, I have to say. It's not even pleasant for me seeing photos of myself that close up, because there were issues that I didn't even know I had. For example, on my chin I've got a lot of thread veins, and I suspect that's because of all the time I had acne where I was probably squeezing spots and damaging my skin by, you know, pushing hard on it. There is thread veins all over my chin, which is not very nice. Anyway, I was using the salicylic acid for those tiny little white bumps under my skin that nobody will be able to see that's standing talking to me. I can't even see them unless I use a magnifying mirror close up. So in that sense, they don't really bother me. Somebody said that, well, in fact, a couple of people have referred to them as milia. These in my chin are definitely not milia, because if I use, you know, you get the little tools to take out blackheads, because there's this one spot, I always get a blackhead, they're just one. Anyway, in fact, I get it on both sides. I've used that and they're definitely tiny whiteheads. But it doesn't matter how many times I try to get rid of them with that little tool, they just come back again. So there's something about that middle area. Maybe it's because there's that crease that makes the pores clogged. So what are the results? The results with the azelaic acid are, you know that I love it as a formula. I really think it feels lovely on the skin. I know that a lot of people have problems with dry peeling skin, very dry skin. I didn't have that problem. I'd got no dryness in this middle bit other than when I used the alpha lipoic, and I've just got a tiny little patch there. But I know I didn't get any side effects from this. I really enjoyed using it, and I suppose this is kind of typical. The thing that I liked using, I haven't found any results with this at all, like zero. I've looked at pictures of my pores and they are exactly the same. I'll try and put a picture in of the day that I started using this, and then yesterday I took the photo, so that's 1 month. It's actually a little bit longer than that because I had used it a couple of times just to try it out, and I'd used it all over my face actually to see what I thought of the formula. There will be people that think I should wait longer than a month to see a difference with this, but I feel like although there is this 3-month rule with some skincare, it's not with all skincare, and I feel like 3 months is to see the maximum benefit, and that you would see a little bit of benefit after a month if you were going to have any from it. And like I said, I just haven't found any benefit as far as pores go, and the milia hadn't changed at all. It was still there, that's still that little white lump. The only thing that has happened is I have had compliments on my skin from you guys, and my dad also gave me a compliment. He said my skin looks younger. I don't know whether that was because we were going on a dog walk and I had no makeup on, except for I think I had a little bit of a BB cream on because it had an SPF in it. And also the sun's bringing out my freckles, which that in general I think makes me look younger, and to him especially, because when I was young I had lots of freckles all over my face. I've still got freckles now, but I tend to try and stop the sun bringing them out and then cover them up with makeup. And also on camera, I think there'll be a certain amount of placebo effect. I've talked about placebo effect before and how strong that can be, as in, you know, oh, you're using all that skincare, yes, I can see an effect of it. Even for me, there may be a placebo effect, which is why I'm taking the photos, you know, because if I just looked in the mirror, then I might be like, oh yeah, my skin does look better since using that skincare, you know. I really want to have the evidence. Anyway, the conclusion is that it didn't do anything for my pores, and it didn't do anything for the milia. Just a quick mention of the milia. I might do a whole video talking about exactly how you do it, but I was so frustrated with this, just this one little one on my nose, that I looked it up on the internet and did find a way that it said to extract it, which was basically using the very, very pointed tweezers and a needle. But it's not a case of squeezing a spot like you normally would, but I did manage to get rid of it myself, and I did that yesterday. So there is a little red mark there, but I was just frustrated that there wasn't a single bit of difference from this. I've also been dabbing on there a bit of this, the AHA BHA peeling solution. So every time I did a mask, I'm saying every time, I only did it 2 times I think, I put this over my chin and then I would just put a little bit on that milia, and that didn't help either. I am going to use this as something else, which I'll tell you about after I've talked about this salicylic acid. So salicylic acid, but like I said, I was using the glycolic toner for the last week or 2 before using this on my chin to see if it will get rid of those little white bumps, and I also used this twice over the last month. And this is the AHA BHA peeling solution. I can see a difference. It's really interesting on my chin. I can see a difference with those whiteheads. They are almost gone. And like I said, I am going to show you a picture, but it's not a very nice picture. It shows you how bad my skin is close up. And it's so close up you can see the little hairs. But you can see that the little whiteheads that were there have gone. However, all around here, and this picture was only taken yesterday, remember, all around here, I now have new breakouts. Now, I know that you can get skin purging with using acids, which actually I should have mentioned in the acids video and didn't, thinking about it, but not everybody experiences it. It's just sometimes it can, you know, if you've got a lot to clear out of your skin, if there's a lot laying under that top dead layer, then it can cause you to have spots at first. It's that old, you know, it gets worse before it gets better. So if this had happened in the first week and then it just started getting better, then I wouldn't have been so bothered. But I think I've gone overboard. I think by using the glycolic toner and then this, and then also using this, I think that has just been too much for my skin, and I've probably upset the balance of the pH of my skin, and there's not really any easy way of checking the pH of your skin, so I don't know, I can only guess. It's really interesting to me, whenever I've had really bad breakouts on my chin, I've always noticed that the rest of my face looks sort of almost more plumped and baby soft, and obviously that's to do with the oils, and for some reason just on my chin it reacts and you see it as breakouts. So in a way the experiment has worked in that it has taken away those little white bumps. So if you have any underlying you know, tiny little whiteheads like that or anything, I would say that it's worth trying. And if you have acne, I would definitely say it's worth trying, but perhaps be more gentle than I have. Perhaps don't introduce this until you've been using this for a month and see how your skin does, and maybe don't use the glycolic toner before. Now that's kind of opposite to what I'm saying in the pH video, because I'm saying, well, not opposite, but I'm saying that if you use a glycolic toner and then you use an acid, it will make it stronger. But clearly in this case it hasn't been a benefit to me because I've broken out, and so I think that it's just taught me that you need to be a bit careful. I don't know how I haven't learned that lesson. My whole life I've been not being careful and had disastrous results from things. I could tell you some stories of some of the ridiculous things I've done, but I won't. You know, things that I've done where I'm sure it'll be fine, and it's just not. You know, I don't heed instructions. I don't I've not got enough patience to do things slowly, and I think that's been the problem here. So I think that proves that salicylic acid does work, and it definitely does have a great exfoliating action. But I would like to switch to lactic acid because I really enjoy the lactic acid. But what I'm going to do at the moment is I'm simply going to switch these two, and I'm going to use Azelaic acid on my chin. And I don't know that there's a month left in that, so I might have to buy a new one, although I will only need a tiny bit to use on my chin, and I will, you know, cut the top off this and get every bit out of it that I can. And there's loads left in this because you hardly use any of the salicylic acid. But I'm going to use this on my pores because it's something else that can help pores. And I really want to give these a good run for their money and let you guys know what they could work for, not just, you know, the little white bumps, for example. So Azelaic acid on my chin from today and from last night actually, and salicylic acid on my pores. And the milia, like I said, I just got out myself. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about this. I guess what I should do really is use this on the pore area, but I don't, to be honest, have an awful lot of hope of this working on my pores, this salicylic acid and AHA, BHA, because my large pores are because of age, I believe. It's because of the loss of elasticity. I don't think it is because they are blocked. I really do think it's just age. So the other things I was testing were the argireline around my eyes. I'm going to talk about that in a video after this one. And I was using retinol and buffet on my neck to see if I got any difference with these neck wrinkles. I had a look at the pictures and there isn't a slightest bit of difference in my neck from using the retinol and the buffet on my neck. But I didn't use the retinol very often because I had an awful time of reactions, and it's another product where I overused it. I said that I got it, used it, I think once a week, and I got an itchy neck, an itchy red neck. And so I thought, right, how am I going to do this then? I'll need to put something more moisturising on afterwards, or, you know, if you just use it once and get a reaction, there's nowhere else to go with that. There's no less time you can use it. And I thought maybe just use a little bit less, mix it in with something, mix it in with hyaluronic acid or something like that. But I just left it, and then I used it another time and I seemed to be okay the following day, so I used it a second night. And as you guys will have seen if you watch Snapchat, on my holiday my neck was an absolute mess. And I did think, well, you know what, if it doesn't look any good after this, there's definitely not going to be any result from retinol, because I could see from the level of damage that I had done to my neck that there would definitely need to be a new skin coming through. It did take about a week and a half to get better, and I really had to, you know, pay love and attention to it and put steroid cream on it, etc. And so I thought, if anything, producing the new skin might give me a result, but it didn't give me any result. But obviously, using retinol once a week, it's not as strong as retinoid. You're not going to get the same results anyway. So I'm now using the alpha lipoic acid on my neck. Again, you can only use that 2 to 3 times a week, and I've talked about it in that video that I don't think there'll be drastic results with that. So I probably need to use that for 3 months maybe, or at least 2 months before there was any kind of difference. But I will do a 1 month update. I have scheduled that for myself. I think that's all the updates for this video. I've still got it on my list to do routines. I have written out what I want to say to you about a dry and dehydrated skincare routine, so that may well be the first one that comes up. But yes, that's definitely on my list, and it will be coming at some point. What was the other thing I was going to tell you there? There was something else. I can't think. Anyway, oh, Matrixyl. I've still got Matrixyl on my list. In fact, I might try and order that today because the buffet has run out, and I'm going to try Matrixyl next. And I do intend on doing a video on probably on both of those, because buffet has got Matrixyl in it in 2 forms, I believe. So yeah, definitely will do a video on those at some point. Let me tell you what I've got on my face. I've got on my Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Foundation. On my eyes, I've got my, now what's it called? Petite Pro by Viseart palette, the gold colour. And on my cheeks I've got Clinique blush in Innocent Peach, and on my lips is the Kat Von D lipstick in Ludwig. Yes, Ludwig. That's everything. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.